I'm Craig Willis. I'm an associate professor of biology here at the University of Winnipeg, and my lab works on the ecology and conservation of wild mammals, and the mammals we work on the most are bats. In Canada, we now have 3 species of federally endangered bats because of a nasty disease called white nose syndrome. It's killed millions of bats across the continent.
White nose syndrome is caused by a fungus. It grows on bats as they're hibernating and disrupts their normal hibernation patterns. It has moved westward at an alarming rate, killing up to 99% of bats in affected caves. So just this past year, it reached Thunder Bay, so it's moving very quickly across North America.
The disease makes them warm up too much during that winter hibernation, and they burn through their fat too quickly, so they end up starving to death. That's a problem for mother bats because they come out in the spring and they have to use fat that they stored the previous fall in order to support spring reproduction. And so one of the things that we've known for a long time about bats in the summertime, they love warm places to roost because it saves them energy and it helps their pups grow more quickly. And so the project that we're asking for support from the public to help us with is to put up artificially heated bat boxes close to known bat colonies so we can test this idea with free-ranging bats.
A very important component of this project is finding people that we can partner with in order to install bat houses on their properties. To meet this goal, we've recently partnered with researchers in Quebec who have launched a website where the general public can upload the location of bat colonies. This website is really exciting because not only will it help us find locations to put up bat houses, it will also create an impressive map across a large portion of Canada of the location of bat colonies. This will help us in the future in order to protect and understand bat populations within Canada.
This project, I think, is important for helping to protect the species that might use a bat house, but also important for understanding whether the protection and enhancement of tree roosts and forests that support roosting bats will also benefit the other species that won't go building. So there are really 2 kind of objectives of the project.
And so what we're hoping to do is enhance summer habitat so that these mother bats have a much higher chance of survival and reproduction in the spring. We want to install 10 heated bat boxes and 10 unheated bat boxes and see if there's a difference in the reproductive output and in the recovery from white nose syndrome for these bats.
One of the things we found in our lab is that providing bats with artificially heated roost boxes, they show a strong preference for those kind of roost sites, especially bats that have been affected by the fungus. They seem to really benefit from these warm environments in terms of healing.
There are fewer and fewer female bats emerging in the springtime, and therefore those roosts are much cooler. And so bats are having a hard time both healing from white nose syndrome, maintaining a pregnancy, and keeping those pups alive.
We're asking for support from people like you and the public to help sort of fill the funding gaps in the project. We've got some great support from the Ontario Species at Risk Stewardship Fund and other funding from the Ontario government. The Manitoba Hydro Forest Enhancement Fund has helped with our research. We have great support from Manitoba Conservation, some other funders as well. But one of the big gaps in the project so far is trying to finish off buy the components for our heated bat boxes that we'll deploy in the field, and to help our field crews, help students in my lab get out to the field and set these things up in places where we're likely to get bats. If you're interested in protecting wildlife, if you're interested in protecting bats and recognize their importance, we'd love to hear from you and welcome your support. Thanks so much for your interest and for supporting this work.